Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Judy and you are watching Running So and So. So where do I start? Back here, back at home. Been home now nearly 2 weeks and I haven't shown you anything that I have bought while I have been out in America. And it's all spread on the tables around me here. You can see bits here, you can see bits there. There's bits here, but before I go any further, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has watched, liked and commented on one of my latest videos. It means so very much to me that you take the time to do that. And if you have newly subscribed, hello and welcome. I've had a few new subscribers lately, which is wonderful. I am creeping up towards the 4,000 mark, so it's terribly exciting. And I just want to say thank you ever so much to Gail for the lovely generous gift of a coffee that you gave me. That was most unexpected and it touched me an awful lot. Right, so what came home with me? I'm going to start with something incredibly practical. I wanted to buy myself a rucksack. Just a nice simple rucksack. Now I'd seen somebody coming off the cruise who came to stay at the hotel that Lorianne and I were at, and she had a little rucksack like this, just a lovely cloth one. But Jane had given me a badge to put on my rucksack. Now she gave me one of these two and I cannot, I'm so sorry Jane, remember, did you give me Oregon or Mount Hood? But on my travels in Hawaii, I found this one, which is a hula lady, and it says Hawaii, so that was for Hawaii Island. And I found this one here for Maui Island. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any more. So I have got those and I'm going to sew those onto my rucksack. And the hope is that I can use them again next year and add more patches to it. And I also managed to find myself a keyring. Can you see that? That is the Oregon car registration plate logo with the pine tree on it and Mount Hood behind it. And I keep calling them Oregon. Friendly. So the rucksack says it was made on Maui Island and it is in a traditional flower. So it's got the PUL Maria flowers and the leaves, and you see lots of these PUL Maria flowers and leaves on fabrics and patterns around. Now then, you're going to wonder about fabric. I know everybody's going to be interested in fabric, but I'm being so ridiculously good at the moment. I have so much dressmaking fabric, I don't know what to do with it. I don't need to destash, I don't want to destash. I don't have enough that I need to destash. I have fabric I want to sew up, but I did fall in love with one traditionally Hawaiian piece of fabric and I did buy a pattern. And I bought this because it has the PUL Maria flower on it and I fell in love with the PUL Maria flower. I have approximately 3 meters of this. I may have slightly more, I cannot remember. It is Printex Fabrics. It's exclusive for Printex Fabrics. It's got all the colour markings on. I have no idea where it was made and it's an exclusive, but it is very, very Hawaiian. I bought this one because I thought this would look okay to wear in the UK. It's primarily, or say the UK, anywhere I might choose to go. Although it has a Hawaiian twist on it, it is the sort of fabric that you could wear for a dress in this country. But I did see a rather nice pattern by a company that is called Victoria Jones Collection, and it is her Hawaiian Classics, and it's a very simple jumpsuit. So I am probably going to make this blue one here with the legs of the blue one but the top of this one because I don't really like gathered at the bottom. I used to be a programme when I was younger called I Dream of Jeannie, and she used to be a genie and she had these little trousers like this at the bottom and I just don't like it. It's just not for me. So I'll put a link to it below. It's called Victoria Jones Collection and it is a Hawaiian costume pattern. Well, it is and it is an Hawaiian Collections pattern. I am going to apologise that my camera is struggling every time I put something up. The lighting is going dark light, and I don't know what game it's playing. I'm not happy. And actually, look at this. They sort of match, don't they? They sort of fairly similar. I can get these away now. This has been washed already. Ready to be washed, ready to be rolled and to go onto Stash Hub. Now, there is some more fabric just behind me here, which is out of sight because Lorianne bought a piece of fabric to make for me to make some shirts for the boys for Christmas presents from Auntie Lorianne. So I've got to put those away for Lorianne. Now then, let me have a look here. Now, I did buy, sorry if I'm turning away, I bought a couple of magazines to keep me going. Nice American sewing magazines. Love a copy of Threads magazine. And this Threads magazine, it is a summer styles one, vacation worthy patterns, but Threads have got things that are so classic. I thought this year or next year, fine. And this one is a quilting magazine, Quilters World. I love getting a copy of this. I love the quilt pattern on the front. I don't know what it is. I haven't read it. I'm just going to take it there. I'm going to put it to one side and just leave it there for me to read when I have got a cold evening outside and I want to be reminded of my wonderful summer. Now Jane, who is So Like Jane on Instagram, I see her every year and she gives really kind and gave me a little gift. So I've got a beautiful little needle box there that she's bought for me from Hobby Lobby, and a beautiful, look at this, little tape to put onto something as a decoration with buttons on, and some fantastic body butter. And the design, the scent on this is Marionberry, and the Marionberry is traditional to Oregon. Now Jane very kindly also gave me a couple of pieces of fabric. Look at this. What am I going to do with that? I feel like just making a wall hanging out of it, to just putting a nice little border on it and putting it up on the wall in the sewing room, because I think it's so beautiful. It just doesn't need cutting into, and it's got loads of little ideas of wearing a corset, something that we certainly wouldn't wear now, but certainly were worn a lot in the future. And then I've got a lovely little wall hanging here. Now I need to get in touch with Jane, and can you see there it says "So I did it," and then it's got cut and sew, and we've got all these lovely little tapes and things here. Now Jane did say there was a little thing on YouTube that would tell me how to use it, so I think I'm going to need to go on. Look at these little patches and things all over it. Can you see? Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely stunning. Really, really lovely. So I have got that. And some of these things, I'm getting closer to retirement. Every day, I'm getting closer to it. In case you hadn't gathered, there's a bit theme here. I'm really looking forward to retirement, but I've got a few years to go yet. Can't retire till I'm 67. Bought myself a couple, Lorianne and I, some Hawaiian lace, but she gave me them both to bring home. I ought to put those on, oughtn't I? Flower lace are not used as much as they used to be used. They're more used for weddings and special occasions. Shell lace are given out a lot. These were given to us when we got on the boat. They're easy to wear, they last. And the one that is the ceremonial, the ceremonial lay is your cacao bead lay. And I bought this in Fabric Mart. These were for sale everywhere, and because they were quite touristy, they were quite expensive. I saw this one for $5.99 in Fabricland. The others were at least $8.99, so I felt as if I'd got a bargain. I've worn it so much, and I've had so many compliments about it from Hawaiians because it's green. And most of them are either yellow or red, blue or purple, but I managed to find a green one. I bought it because it was the only green one there. Now, lays originally, now lay is just something that goes around your neck. Lays were originally made out of fabric scraps, and now they're very easily made out of ribbon. And on the boat or ship, cruise line, or whatever you wish to call it, there was an afternoon of lei making. Now, I didn't get to the lei making, but I went down there and saw the chap who was doing it and said, I want to do it and I've been ashore all day. And he went, not a problem. Check this YouTube channel and here's some ribbon. So that was me sorted, wasn't it? And I did make several. I actually made one for Gail for her to wear on the day that we met her. Flowers. A lot of Hawaiian people wear flowers in their hair, and Lorianne kindly brought me these beautiful PUL Maria flowers to wear in my hair on the boat. Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely lovely. I really love those. Put them just up there. Some of you will have noticed that in the vlogs there are quite a lot of pictures of wildflowers. Now, I love nature. I'm sure a lot of us love nature. And one of the things I did treat myself to, and it's nothing to do with fabric or sewing, but it's to do with design, because how many of us like flowers and leaves? So I bought one leaflet with all the wildflowers in Hawaii that you could get. We found it's absolutely tattered because Lorianne and I used it to death. Absolutely used it so much. Now we get to the quilt shops. Now the first one, Quilt Passions. What did I buy in Quilt Passions? Now Quilt Passions is the shop that we saw on, which island was it? It was Hawaii Island, it was in Kona. And I decided that I really wanted to have a go at making something that was traditionally Hawaiian. So I have got this thing here now. I am going to try and have a go at starting this sooner rather than later. I have got a lot of beautiful clothes that I can wear, and I'm reluctant to make anything until something wears out. I need a few jumpers for work and maybe another pair of trousers for work. But I'm going to take my time on making those because it would be absolutely wonderful to have a go at making this beautiful wall hanging. Now to do the leaves, it is a bit of a cheat because what you do is you take the fabric, roll it over a pin. I will be checking YouTube out. And the lovely Karen in Quilt Passion said, of course, I can contact them. But the leaves are laser cut and attached to a piece of Wonderweb, which is a violin that will iron down onto the fabric. So this kit has everything in it that I need to make this very first thing here. Now, I want to get on with it. I want to do it sooner rather than later, but I'm not going to rush it. I can't wait to start it. I did think long and hard. Here's some more of the kit here. Whoops. About which of the kits to buy. We even got these strips here that go on the quilt. Can you see here? Down here. They're all cut out ready for me as well. Really excited about doing that one. Now, I also saw this and I have no idea. I'm sure I had another piece of fabric. Oh, I do! Before I go to that one, there was I'm just double checking I have not lost something. I thought I might have bought something, but clearly I resisted it. I did resist it, but I didn't resist the fabric. Karen at Quilt Passions designs this. This is turtles. Is it not just beautiful? I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with it. Apart from the fact it is a patchwork weight cotton. It is a craft weight cotton. I will probably do something for the grandchildren. At the moment, I haven't got a clue. I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with turtles. If you have seen my Hawaii video, I'll put a link in the description box below. There's a lot on the turtles. And at one point, Lorianne and I were snorkeling and somebody said there's a turtle over here. I went over to where the turtle was and there was one, Mrs. L. Payne, just snorkeling around this going, oh, it's amazing. And I looked at her and she went, came up, we took breath, have you seen it? Down we went again. Literally, we didn't take our snorkels under the water, we just sort of snorkeled across the top. But it was so wonderful to see that turtle It was actually hiding between the rocks. And then the following day for Jay to take us to the beach and to see those turtles, it was just amazing. I'll just put another picture of the turtles in here. They blew me away. When I went to Capaya Stitchery, I saw this and I thought that this, excuse me leaning, I could use when I'm doing this. It's just a blender. But we'd spent a long time in Capaya Stitcheries and I thought, I ought to buy something. So I just bought this because I knew that it would blend in. Now then, I did buy one more thing in, where did I buy it? Quilt Passions. As I was leaving Quilt Passions on the till, as they always put things next to the till and you think, I can't live without that. And you know how much I love a PUL Maria. I'm just going to lift the camera up and see if it'll come up a little bit. It might not. Oh, it might do. Oops, it's wonky now. Trying to do this in one take. Can you see my flowers just there? Just realised I had it just a little bit low there. I saw this and it's actually called the PUL Maria Quilt and it's been designed by a lady called Lisa Boyer. She's copyrighted it for 2025. Is that not just so beautiful? And I thought, if I do that out of scraps, that is going to remind me, even if I do it out of the scraps of this when I've made the dress, that is going to remind me so much of my wonderful, wonderful trip to Hawaii. It's absolutely stunning. I've got to find homes for all of these things, but I think I know where I'm going to put them. They also were very keen at Quilt Passions to tell me about their quilt challenge coming up. So they've got a coffee quilt challenge and it's to make, because it's Kona coffee. They wanted me to say that everybody could take part in making the coffee quilt and you've got to send it there. But they also told me about their quilting days. You go and you quilt on the beach. I mean, yes, I'd love to, but unfortunately, there's a whole load of children at the local school I work in waiting to be taught phonics, so I can't do that one, which is a bit of a shame. Just picking up what I've got next. Another sewing magazine. This one was from Lorianne. And Lorianne's dad. He gave me this. It came in his post that he didn't want. It's a lovely calendar of America for 2025. Isn't that kind of him? He's given me this calendar, so that's really precious. And the only other thing I've got here is a beautiful piece of very heavyweight canvas denim that I can't even unfold it because it is rigid, to make some oxbow pants. Now I need to make the oxbow pants and this is going to be my top fabric for next year. I just need to find some time because I don't know about any of you. My life seems to be so busy and it's busy with happy things. Going to Castle Howard, going to sewing days, seeing friends, going to this place, going to that place, going out for a run with friends. It's non-stop. And then times you just think, I need some time to sew. I went to the sewing machine shop with Lorianne, to where she goes. It's called the Save Store. And the guy in the Save Store gave me a little present. He gave me a canvas bag with Benina on it. And inside it there were a few goodies. There's other sewing machine brands are available. Pair of packet Benina tissues. Benina notebook. Benina ruler. And, if I can find it, the pièce de résistance. The one thing I saw that Lorianne had and wanted, a Benina luggage label. Yes! You know, I could have had that on my luggage coming back from Ireland and said, I'm the one with the Benina luggage label. But in fact, I said, I'm the blue suitcase with my name chalked across the front in great big marker pen. And, while I was there, somebody mentioned granny squares. And oh no, what happened? But I fell down the crochet rabbit hole. I'm not going to say any more other than I have wool. I have a crochet hook. And while I was sat in the little RV at night with my new little project bag from Hobby Lobby, I sat there making granny squares, and I will come to granny squares in Friday sews at the end of this week. Now, thank you so much for staying with me and seeing all the little things that I've brought back from Hawaii. I did my very best not to be over extravagant and to think carefully before I made any purchases. I really didn't make any true purchases until we got to Hawaii, because I guessed in a way that would be somewhere where I'd want to spend money, and it was. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to be back on Friday with Friday Sews, all being well, because I do have things to share you, like granny squares. And I've also done some sewing too, and I need to talk to you about a couple of projects I want to be doing in September. So for now, please consider subscribing if you've not already subscribed, and see if I can get to 4,000 subscribers. That would be such fun, wouldn't it? But for now, thank you so much for staying with me, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.